The reason for most conflicts in relationships is not understanding boundaries appropriately. And it's a global issue. You know, oftentimes people say it's an English thing. No, it's a global thing because our culture doesn't teach us self-care, self-respect, and we're gaslit instead. So here's a crash course. Take what you want, leave what you don't. My name's Poppy. What I'll tell you is some things to do, and if you stay to the end, there's a resource for you that I don't know that you'll find anywhere else. Certainly not in the way that I'm going to present it. How are you doing with boundaries? Do you know what it is? Most people don't. We don't have an education for this. A boundary is there to offer security in the relationship. It's an agreement between you and you, firstly. What will you do? What won't you do? And then it translates to other people and offers security, believe it or not. We're all looking for boundaries. What's okay, what's not. We're all very nervous. I'm mindful I'm generalizing. However, I've been doing this 30 years. I'm a psychotherapist, psychologist, coach. I work for you. I'm unaffiliated. I self-regulate. It's devastating how damaging it is when you don't know yourself and you don't know your yeses and your nos to be able to discern what's okay. Guilt usually happens. I feel guilty. And the quick question to ask is, have you done something wrong? Hand on heart. 2 seconds, you're going to have the answer. Don't think about it. This is ego, judgment, long-winded sentences that will be you gaslighting you for the most part. 2 seconds, higher self, heart, brain, develops before the brain. Have I done something wrong? And if you have, we get to learn how to put our hands up, be appropriate with our sorry. One sorry is plenty. To say, I got it off there. You know, I'm committed to doing better. Please bear with me if you can. Some people won't because you've done enough gaslighting of them or passive aggression or whatever it is. What's important is if you respect you and you have your back. So that agreement between you and you comes first. So a lot of people, what we do is if they treated me better, I'd be fine. And we go into a victim position where we feel helpless and hopeless. And we internalize our anger. So that's generally what guilt often is. It's not guilt. You haven't done something wrong. You get to test. What it is anger turned inward because you're so wonderful and lovely. You feel guilty for having appropriate feelings. Anger. Anger is a response to trespass, to invasion, or if we've broken a fundamental value of our own. It is very important that you can be angry appropriately. Anger, healthy anger, is letting yourself know what's the message and the feelings that I'm having, and then get what gets to be said so that it translates from your mind to the mind of the other, not in a passive-aggressive way, in a reactive way, in a gracious way, because once you start believing you, an indicator that you don't is you get triggered when other people don't, and you're open to gaslighting and manipulation. So once you truly believe that you're good with what you're doing, that you're doing the right thing, people won't trigger you. And if people retaliate, which they often do because people go into shame and they want to attempt to control you, or they'll project on you, you're trying to control me, you're being hurtful, you're being harsh, you're being rude, all the things. You get to understand boundaries like a flipping pro. Anger is a very powerfully positive emotion. And we're taught the opposite. Discharge, swearing, name-calling, raising the voice, acting out, withdrawing, ghosting, all the things, that's not anger, that's leakage. That we can't contain what's going on because, again, we haven't been taught it. And if you look around at all of your influences, who's got boundaries? So for me, to give you a sense, when I'm 48 now, when I was 20, was doing my second degree, I remember a man talking to me in the corridor, and I was like a mouse, and I used to shake. People would talk to me, I used to shake because I was so afraid that maybe they would do to me what's been done to me. I used to project my fear, you're not safe, you're not safe. The reality of it was I wasn't safe with me. I didn't have boundaries. I wasn't trustworthy. When I said something's not okay, i.e. this person's been late for me again and again and again, I couldn't trust me to know that, to listen to that, to follow through with that, to set boundaries appropriately, to be direct and gentle and kind. However, very straight, so that what was in my mind landed in the mind of the other. So we had agreements, contracting. I know it's not very sexy, however, it's appropriate if we want to be safe. Without boundaries, you're unsafe, demonstrated by the fact that across 30 years, I've spent a number of days in courtrooms as expert witness, and every time I look around, I think and know, if we learn boundaries, this would not be happening. Whatever this is, there's no boundaries here. There's so much more I could say. However, a resource for you is my program, Thrive Boundaries Mastery. A few weeks ago, it was nearly £300. And for various reasons, I said no. It gets to be pay what you feel it's worth so that we all have access. It's a very quick program, however, very dense, because for 30 years I've been doing this, and it took me 40 years to understand what an actual boundary is really. How to manage triggers, what to say, how to say it, the words to use and so on. All of that is in this program. Have a look at the testimonials. They speak for themselves. So I send enormous love. It's not your fault that we don't know how to speak directly and that we're ashamed not to. However, it is our responsibility to do something now, because if nothing changes, and it is totally inappropriate as adults to expect the people who don't understand boundaries to regulate us. Self-love, self-respect, worth, security comes from within. And until we can do it for ourselves, we are not going to attract it in other people. We'll attract the opposite. People who reflect back who we are. We attract who we are, not what we want. So when we understand who we are and we can love on ourselves, respect ourselves, and start to speak directly, everything changes. If you want the skills for this, I would argue without them, you're at risk in so many different ways. So take it with my love. Share the video, please. If you feel this is useful, there are people out there without boundaries in danger, enormous amounts of danger, in all different kinds of ways. And follow if you choose. Send in huge love. Go gently with it. When we know better, we do better, says Maya Angelou, and I very much agree with her.